Codependence Anonymous recovery is a deeper level of recovery. I wouldn't recommend diving into that if you have substance abuse problems. Codependence Anonymous is not for substance abuse addiction on that level. Like, that's not a way to get sober and get off of substance and drugs. Like, that's not what Codependence Anonymous is. Codependence Anonymous is for people that want healthy, loving relationships, and that's healthy. That's like me in relation to everything else. Me in relationship to the world, with myself, with my higher power. Like all types of relationships. Like, that's what I've noticed that Codependence Anonymous is about. So if you go into Codependence Anonymous and you have addictions that are not dealt with, you run a risk of relapsing. You run a risk of like maybe traumatizing yourself or getting hurt emotionally, spiritually. So this isn't my advice. This is just, it's highly recommended to deal with that first stage of stuff of healing before somebody wants to enter into a Codependence Anonymous program, because it's for a deeper layer of emotional healing. And stuff like this goes way back to childhood, because I'm a product of something that happened back then. I'm not a product of what happened today. But I have things from my past that affect me today. When I really appreciate everything that I got, from Alcoholics Anonymous. I had to do that first. It was imperative that I dealt with my alcoholism, my drug addiction. I even dealt with cigarettes. And, honestly, like ever since I've been quitting things and doing a really good step one, like 100% step one, and I did all the rest of the steps. But when I did a really good step one, it gave me so much strength and power to be able to get rid of more things in my life that were unhealthy for me. I could only grow in, like, the more that I cut out of my life that is bad and toxic for myself, the more clarity and peace that I get. And the hardest thing to cut out for me was the substance abuse at the beginning. And as I kept going, I didn't get into Codependence Anonymous till my year 3 of sobriety. And you know what? That was even harder almost to start quitting behaviors and but quitting thought patterns. Like, codependency recovery is a very deep recovery work, and you can hurt yourself if you dive into something like that. And maybe you don't have PTSD figured out. Maybe there's some trauma stuff to figure out. Like, maybe there's still substance abuse issues. Like, it's really hard to mix, a substance addiction with like emotional pain. You know what I mean? Because you're really going to unearth like some heavy, heartfelt things. And then you can unearth that and it can stay with you for a bit. You know what I mean? Like, you've exposed something. It's not like you can just put it back in. So this kind of like deep recovery work is like, you kind of like be gentle on yourself and take it slow. And in the meetings, it's recommended that you come for 6 consecutive meetings to see if this is for you, to see if you want to be there, if it's the right time for you to be there, if you're ready to admit some stuff, if you're ready to start your healing and start your journey, then it might take you like 6 meetings to figure that out. And then even to test yourself that, like, am I ready to start this now? And can I even commit to 6 meetings in a row to change my life and improve my relationships with myself, a higher power of my understanding of, people, places, and things. So it's an incredible journey that I wish everybody could experience and have in their life. But to come at this with caution, awareness, and to take it slow, and just like, it could be a beautiful gift for you. You could enter into something amazing and learn so much about yourself. But to deal with, if you got any addiction issues or and like gambling, even like all of those surface, like there's surface level addictions that people see first, right? There can even be like sex addiction, gambling addiction, drug addiction, work addiction. Like there's all these things on top that you're needing to do those things to not feel something, and you're in your extremes, and like some of that stuff needs to kind of be dealt with before you start diving into the codependency stuff. Like, and it can be a beautiful and great journey, but I don't think it's really someone for in that early recovery, like maybe come check it out. But to be very careful with that if that's something you're choosing to do. But Codependence Anonymous is kind of like a down the road from that if you really want to start diving in, because it is a really intimate, emotional meeting that, you know, like as a codependent, I didn't have safety of myself. I didn't know what that was. I didn't learn that yet. I didn't figure that out I didn't learn that I wasn't taught that when I was a child. So when I came into those rooms, I learned about emotionally safe spaces to be vulnerable. And then when I started to trust that space first, like give it some time, you know, because intimacy needs time. So when I was there for a few meetings and I started to decide that I want to commit to this, I need to really make time to make this meeting. When I got to that point with myself, you know, after going to some of those meetings, then when I felt a little bit secure to start opening up, I started to open up. And I didn't say I was codependent for a long time. I still had to like work up to that. So a lot of this deep inner work takes time to work up to it and work up to from one step to the next step. And like gently peeling off the onion layer, not like I just want to get this all over with and wrap it up and then I'll be healed now. I haven't seen healing work like that. If anything, that could trip you up a lot quicker, you know, like this is gentle, vulnerable, emotional, spiritual, mental healing work, especially, and psychological undoings from the way that your brain has been wired almost your entire life, and trying to rewire and heal. And when you come, and so that is what I got for, like, that's Codependence Anonymous. And it takes time. Like so many things take time. Relationships take time. It takes time to build intimacy with myself and going to those meetings and figuring out what that even means. So yeah, I love Codependence Anonymous. Okay, bye.